Adding textures. First, we're going to select the control and go to the attribute editor. A shortcut for the attribute editor is Control A. Select the plastic black font that we created earlier. In order for us to look at what we're going to be working with a little bit better, go into Shading, Hardware Texturing. Then go to Renderer and make sure we have a Viewport 2.0 selected. Now we will go into Bump Mapping and click on the checker box. We can now add a render node to the bump map. We can do so by selecting Noise. Now we want to go for a plastic look. So therefore, let's go ahead and bump down the bump depth to about 0.03. Now go to the Noise 1 tab and let's change the threshold to 0.033, the amplitude to 0.095, frequency ratio, change that to 9, and the actual frequency, you can change that to about 42. There you can see that now our black plastic looks more like an actual plastic with texture on it. Right, now we're gonna go into the Hypershade. We're gonna select the spoiler font A2 and we're going to go into color and click on the checker box. There we're going to be selecting the file. Click on the folder and now select Turbo Color RD JPEG. Open that up and you would see how the UVs here will show us our current file. I'm going to click away from my Hypershade, and because this is a NURB surface, we can go into our UV editor, select my spoiler, and from here we'll get a pretty good idea of what's happening. One way that now we can modify the way these UVs are laid out would be by going into surfaces and then hitting on the option box for reverse direction. Here we can reset the tool, hit reverse, go to surfaces, reverse direction, option box once more. Now select the V and hit apply. Change it to swap, hit apply, and then change it to V and hit apply. When you go to the UV editor, you would see that it automatically aligned the surface direction. Let's now go into the Hypershade. Select spoiler font A. On the color node, go into the checker box, select File, go into the folder and open Spoiler Color JPEG. Once on the UV editor, you can go into Create Automatic. This will now give us all the pieces that compose this object. We are mainly concerned with the piece here at the front. We're going to move that one to the side, then select the rest of the pieces and scale them down so that they fit the orange area. Now select the front face piece, scale it up, and move it into place just like so. You can always select the UVs and just move them slightly if you need to. Let's go ahead now and repeat the process on the other side. Select the piece, Go to the hypershade, select the material, select the file, and let's add spoiler color B. Click open. In your UV editor, go to create automatic. Identify this piece. Once done, move it out of the way. Select the rest of the pieces, scale them down, move them over to an orange area in your texture. Lastly, accommodate the piece accordingly. You can go to modify and rotate, and then go to modify one more time and flip it. Lastly, put it in place. Go to the spoiler at the bottom and repeat the process, but this time around just add a texture that will go along with the rest of the spoiler. For the shell, we'll repeat that process. Select the shell, go to File, select Body Car Color, then hit Open. Go to the UV editor, select your car shell, then go into Create, Planar, Option Box, and we'll do this on the Y-axis. Hit Apply when it's done. Just close that. Selecting the UVs, scale them accordingly, and put them into place. Using tools such as Modify, Optimize will become very helpful through this process. You may also use tools Unfold. I'll move mine a little higher, just like so. One last thing I could do here is go into my faces, select the faces at the top of my car, then hit Shift period to grow that selection. Now I can apply a different material just for the top of my car. Once you have that selected, go and assign a material to it. Go back to your geometry and make sure you clean whatever might have not been selected at the beginning. Yours doesn't necessarily need to look like this. Have fun with the colors if you want. And also, if you wish to see the final rendered version, you can always go to Arnold and render. Now, before rendering, you may want to add a light, such as the sky dome, so it provides lighting to the scene. Then go Arnold and then click on render. Well, congratulations, you have reached the end of the video. At this point, you should feel very familiar with the modeling tools in Maya. I hope you had enjoyed this video as much as I did. Submit your project for grading. See you then.